my cleaning that I'm doing. It's kind of odds and ends kind of stuff that I normally don't do on a typical just going through my house and cleaning up. So, all right, let's stress clean. Ugh, stress clean.
Alright, so the first part of my stress cleaning is my oven. My oven stresses me out. It is disgusting. The oven itself doesn't get too bad, however, the door on my oven really gets bad, and I think it's when I'm pulling stuff out, it tends to spill onto the oven door, and I should clean it right as it happens, but I don't. I'm going to admit to it. I don't clean it as it happens. So now I have to put in some elbow grease and try and get the door clean. And I'm using a mixture of just baking soda and water right now just to make it almost like a glue consistency so that I can spread it across the oven door, especially the glass. The glass is what is really bad.
So baby, if you're walking out the door, I'll be wasted. I'll be getting drunk like never before until I can't face it. Oh, I don't want your sympathy, I don't need a friend.
So now that I have the baking soda and water to a consistency that I like, I'm pouring some vinegar into a spray bottle. I thought I was going to use just like a quarter cup of vinegar, but you guys saw the oven door. That's going to take a lot more than just a quarter cup of vinegar. So I decided to add more, and then I'm also going to add some of the Dawn dish soap just to give it that sudsy, I guess, that I need. And it really does work in cutting grease, because I don't know if you saw in one of my other videos, I did a cleaning like laundry hack, and I used this on my daughter's work shirt because she a lot of times is working with milkshake and milk products, and it doesn't seem to get the grease out, the regular laundry detergent. So I've started using Dawn dish soap on her uniform, and it seems to work really well.
Be wasted. I'll be getting drunk like never before until I can't face it. Oh, I don't want your sympathy, I don't need a friend. I just wanna hold you and feel something again. If you're walking out that door, I'll be wasted. I'll be wasted. I'll be.
Alright, so now that I've wiped the entire door with just using my hand of the baking soda and water solution or glue-like stuff, I'm now just squirting it with the vinegar and the Dawn dish soap out of the spray bottle. And I'm actually going to let this sit for an hour. I'm actually going to fold some laundry while I'm just letting it sit. I figure best is to let it sit. Maybe I won't have to scrub as much, but guess what? I know how this ends, and I have to scrub a lot.
I'll be wasted. I'll be.
Reboot, I'm cold red, my service automated, like data running through my veins. Got you distracted, subconscious overloaded. Careful, don't pull the cord on me. No time to stay around. Keep walking till you get out of my face. Regrets, restricted access. I'm used to fly to get up in your. We love is charging. I can't waste my time with someone slowing me down, 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 down. So high, I'm floating. I'm shining in my prime. Start rolling over, 'cause you can't take my crown. I'll always be 10 feet off the ground. My crown. I'll always be 10 feet off the ground. Can't take my crown.
So let me know in the comment section below. I know I'm not the only one who is fighting with the string in elastic waistbands every load of wash. Whether it be in an elastic waistband or the sweatshirt, for some reason the strings always get mixed up, go through the hood or through the waistband, and I'm always trying to finagle it back to where it should be. And yes, people, I am sewing. I pulled out my sewing kit. Now, granted, it's a small sewing kit, but for some reason, the little seam popped on my son's pants, and instead, I just bought him these pajama pants. So I'm not running out and buying new pajama pants. I'm just going to grab my needle, my thread, and stitch it up. Because guess what? I'll buy him a new pair, and I'm sure the same thing will happen. So this is one of the little things that my grandmother did teach me in my younger days when I would have to thread the needle for her all the time. So this is something that kind of sticks with me. And I don't mind sewing, like sewing on buttons or stitching up little holes here and there. I, for some reason, find it relaxing. I don't know. It's a little crazy, right? And yes, dishes. Always dishes. Actually, my husband and I have a running joke that anytime one of us finish the dishes, we know there's another dish coming. And I tend to be a wise guy about it, and I'll bring out, like, say, my coffee cup, and I'm like, ha, you thought you were done.
I won't waste my love on your heart. Sorry, 'cause I can't get what I want, and I don't need you.
All right, so now it's been about an hour, and I figure I'm going to come back and tackle this stove door. I'm just grabbing a 3-pack of the dollar store steel wool little pads that I buy there, and I'm just going to put in the elbow grease and try and get this door clean because I try not to open my oven while stuff is cooking in there, but you really can't see what's going on because the door of the oven is just so nasty.
Can't take my crown. Can't take my crown. Can't take my crown. I want you to show me the way. 'Cause I'm a satellite around your love. Tonight, nothing's gonna bring me down.
So I'm pretty happy with how the non-chemical way of cleaning that oven went. I would recommend doing the baking soda with water and then the vinegar with some Dawn dish soap in it because I was really happy about that and the fact that I didn't have to use a chemical. So now I'm moving on to the light fixture that is above my sink. I don't know if you can see it in this shot, but it does have these little glass covers that go over the light bulb, and they tend to get pretty greasy because the stove is right next to it here, and I don't take them down nearly as often as I should. I probably take these down every 6 months when I do like a fall and then a summer cleaning. So I'm just going to scrub them up with a little bit of the vinegar and Dawn dish soap that I have in the spray bottle. I did also use the degreaser that I have, the Method degreaser. Like I told you in a video before, I will find any way to use that degreaser because I am loving that stuff right now.
'Cause I'm a satellite around your love. Tonight, nothing's gonna bring me down. As long as the stars in the sky, as long as the stars in your eyes, as long as the stars in your eyes, as long as the stars in your eyes. 'Cause I'm a satellite around your love. Tonight, nothing's gonna bring.
All right, so I found myself in my daughter's room, and this is why. Yes, she's old enough to keep her room neat and clean. However, this is her first year in college. She is going for her bachelor's degree in nursing, and she's still working a 26-hour work week after going to school. So she's realizing that there is not enough time in the day to get done everything that you want to get done. And there's some days where this girl's leaving at 6:30 in the morning and I'm not seeing her until she comes back home at 11:30 or 12 o'clock at night. She's pulling 16 to 18-hour days. And the one thing she's always saying to me, I'm coming home this weekend and I'm cleaning my room. That's all the girl wants is a clean room. And she's realizing like this whole adulting thing, it stinks. And she doesn't get to do like just the simple task of making her bed. And I figure, you know what, if this is one thing that I can take off of her plate, is just cleaning up her room, straightening up, making her bed, then I'm going to do it for her. Because you know what? She's going to have a lifetime of having to make her bed and do this whole adulting thing. So why not take one thing off of her plate? Now, I will say, I mean, I'm going through her clothes real quick. She does the KonMari method of folding. I do not. So when stuff comes out of the laundry, I just fold it as I normally would. She takes it to her room. Because she doesn't have enough time in the day, it usually doesn't get folded into her method and it kind of finds its way as a pile on her dresser that she kind of picks through during the week. But you know what? If she comes home tonight to just a made bed, sometimes that will just take all of the stresses of the world that day off your shoulders. And sometimes we just all need that, right?
Baby.
All right, so who else is with me when we think we have way more time than we actually do in our day? I finished up cleaning my daughter's room, but honestly, that was like 3 or 4 days ago until I got back to getting this light fixture put together. The glass that's on here, it was just decorative, so I was able to still use the light as I do every night, but it took me a couple days before I got back to putting the glass over it. And this is part of what I call my stress clean. Nobody is coming into my house on Thanksgiving Day looking up at my light fixture in the kitchen saying, oh, look, there's splatters on that, or it's not as clean as it should be. Nobody's going to do that. But I stress out about it. And let me know in the comments below, like when you have people coming over to your house, do you just kind of freak? And you find yourself cleaning stuff that isn't not that it's not important, but nobody is going to come into my house and look at my light fixture above my sink and say, ew.
Up, but it's time for me to be dropping down my defense. I realize I wasn't there for real. What I didn't make any sense. How can I get you close? I see why.
So now I'm just going to move on to the cabinets, the upper cabinets of my kitchen. I'm going to scrub them down with a little bit of the Method Degreaser that, like I said, I am absolutely loving right now. And believe it or not, paper towels. Bounty paper towels. I usually don't buy them because they are a little more expensive, but wow, those things really are strong because I'm scrubbing down my kitchen cabinets because I didn't want to use any of my cloths because I figure, you know, from especially over the range and the microwave, it tends to get all of the cooking splatters. So I wanted to wipe it down with something that I would just be able to throw away. But yeah, these things are doing an awesome job. And like I've said before, I think I even said it in this video, I am loving this Method Degreaser. So now I'm going to clean the vent cover on my microwave. Again, nobody is going to come in my kitchen and say, "Oh, look, there's so much grease on that vent cover under the microwave." But yet, here I am scrubbing it down.
Wake up, baby, all the stars are shining bright. Yeah, we should stay up so that we can look at them all night. Just keep holding me, don't let me go. Everything's so magical. All I need is you tonight. If I shut my eyes, keeping them closed, all the senses explodes. You and me under the sky. Let's stay up all night.
So now that I finished cleaning the microwave vent that nobody is going to see, I'm moving over to my countertop on the other side of the kitchen, and I'm just going to put stuff where it belongs and start working on the cabinets over on that side of the kitchen. So now I'm moving on to the little space that I have above my refrigerator. And when I say it's little, it is small, but it collects a lot of crap. It has a bowl that I keep like all of our mints and gum in, my paper plates, and my Tupperware that I use almost every day because I will still send my kids to school with lunch. Yes, they are teenagers, one is in college, but I will still send them to school with a snack or lunch because what do you do as a mom when your kid comes home and says they don't like the school lunch? You send them with something that you think they're going to like, right? So I'm going to finish up here by cleaning off the countertop now, because you know we kind of make a mess to clean a mess. And be sure that if you like this video, you give it a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel. Click those notifications because the next video that is coming up is going to be the bedroom makeover part 3, because that's what I'm currently working on now, and that's going to be the next video to come up. So make sure you're subscribed to see when that video posts. Bye guys!